So you're curious about birding, but you don't know where to start. Do you need fancy gear, maybe a Tilly hat, a field guide, a vest? No, here's the truth. You only need 3 things to start birding. And I promise you, you already got 2 of them. When I first started getting into birding, I thought I had to know everything before I started. I got a field guide and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's 1,000 birds to memorize. But that's not it. Birding isn't about mastering anything. It's about noticing what's already there. If you want to start birding, don't overthink it. Here are the 3 things you actually need. It's so easy. 1, a place to bird. Duh. 2, a few basic tools. You might already even have one. And lastly, someone to share it with. Let's break it down. Hi, I'm Rick. I discovered birds late in my life, in my 30s, while working a 9-to-5 with a busy family life. I self-taught myself birds, and it took a long time, like 10 years, and it was tough. But now I'm making these videos to share the shortcuts I wish I had way back then. I'm also an author of a newsletter, a birding newsletter called The 3-Minute Birder. Here's what you do. Number 1, pick a patch. That's right, a patch. That's what birders call the place you go birding most often. And it's usually a nearby spot, something that you visit regularly. It could be your backyard. That could be your patch. It could be the park at the end of your street, something in the neighborhood. It could be a trail that you go to at your office lunch break. But it's important to have it close so that you can visit it over and over again before work, maybe on a lunch break, after dinner, or when you're having your morning coffee looking at your backyard. Why is it important to visit there often? Because you're going to start noticing changes week after week, season after season. You're going to be amazed when spring migration comes and an influx of birds you've never seen before is in your patch. In the summer, you're going to notice when the birds that live there year-round start nesting. You're going to see the fledglings, the baby birds, maybe visit your bird feeder for the first time. And then in the wintertime, you're going to notice these new winter arrivals. After all the migrants went down south, you get new birds in from the north. So here's a bonus. If your patch is in your backyard, start a journal. Like for me in my backyard, I knew exactly the day song sparrows showed up, April 25th, every year. And I would be so excited to hear that song for the first time in spring. I knew rose-breasted grosbeaks and the ruby-throated hummingbirds always came on May 6th. See, if you track it year after year, it never gets old. It's so fun to see the patterns. Step 2 to start birding. Just get the right gear without breaking the bank. Start simple. You really need to have binoculars. And an old pair is okay to start with. Borrow one from a friend, from a parent. Maybe there's one collecting dust right now in your basement. So when you're ready to buy binoculars, I'm going to show you a few things. There's these confusing numbers. It's usually an 8x42 or a 10x50. Real quick, I've got a whole tutorial on binoculars. You can dive into that if you want more detail. But simply, the smaller number, the 8 or the 10, is the times magnification. So a naked eye is 1. This is 8, so it's 8 times closer. The other number, the larger number, 42, is the diameter of your lens, meaning how much light comes into your binoculars, which shows you how bright the bird is. But also, with heavier lenses, bigger lenses, it's heavier to carry. So you need a good balance. I recommend all birders start with an 8x42. You can work your way up from there. It's a good balance of clarity, brightness, and weight. Why invest in binoculars? Well, I'll tell you. People always say, buy the best pair you can afford, because it is true. The more you spend, the better the glass is, and you get better clarity, and you get a lifetime warranty. You are going to drop these, or bump them, or break them. The nicer pairs have a lifetime warranty. You can get them repaired or replaced. The other thing you need is a smartphone. Everyone's got a smartphone. Don't tell me you don't have one. Why is it important to have a phone when you're birding? Shouldn't your eyes be on the birds and not your phone? Well, that's true. But birders love keeping track of things. And eBird is the way we keep track of birds on a checklist. It's a digital checklist called eBird. backed by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. So that data is not going anywhere. It is safe. Keep track of the birds. The other app I recommend is called Merlin. It's like Shazam for birds, right? You open up the app, you hit record, and it's listening to all the sounds you're hearing, and it's giving you ideas or suggestions of what the birds are. Is it always right? Not always, but it's spooky, spooky good. And it'll help train your ear and jog your memory of, oh, that's what the cardinal sounds like, or, oh, that's the grosbeak, not the oriole. All right. Later on, you can add on other things, a spotting scope or a camera if that's your thing. But they're not essential for you to start out. What is essential? Also, number 3, find a good birding buddy. Birding is way more fun and safer with a friend. If you don't know how to find one, there's tons of places. Well, in your patch or at your local park, look for somebody else wearing binoculars. That's a clue that they're a birder. Ask them what they've seen. Maybe you're going to be friends. Go to Facebook. There's local birding groups there. Or where do you buy bird seed? Maybe there's a nature store and they've got meetups or tours you can take. Maybe you'll meet a friend there. Seeing a bird is awesome. Sharing that sighting with a friend, that is awesome. Here's a surprise bonus. That's it. You don't need a vest. Sorry to bust that bubble. You don't need a vest to be a birder. You don't need a tilly hat. You just need to have a little curiosity, a pair of binoculars, and a place that you love. And a bonus, bring a friend. Birding starts when you notice the birds. Are you ready to start birding for real? Are you ready to start pick your patch? Dust off those binoculars, grab a friend. If you want more birding tips sent straight to your inbox, subscribe to my newsletter. It's called the 3-Minute Birder. It's short, it's fun, it's weekly, and it's useful. All right, have fun.